Hello and welcome back to the Impact Play, impacting more than just gaming. Our focus is simply to make a positive impact that branches out beyond just the gaming space and to bring positivity into a much clearer perspective. Be part of the live show Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/the Impact Play, or later on YouTube, or even on your favorite platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcast, Overcast, Pandora, and so much more. Just simply type in the Impact Play. Moving forward, we are diversifying the show and putting the spotlight on people of color, video game developers, content creators, and overall people of impact. If you know someone that you believe would be a perfect fit to make a guest appearance on the show, reach out to us on social or even by sending us an email to contact@theimpactplay.com. We want to know your feedback, your thoughts, and even questions that you may have by sending us reader mail on our Discord server, by leaving us a voice note over at anchor.fm/theimpactplay, or even by sending us an email to readermail@theimpactplay.com. I am your show host, It's Yagu. This is episode 61. We are doing this live show a bit outside of the normal schedule for something that I just couldn't wait for the normally scheduled broadcast. On the agenda, we will be discussing a major announcement from Microsoft regarding its lower-end console, the long-rumored Xbox Series S, in addition to some other news happening in the gaming industry. So we're going to go ahead and skip the first segment, what we have been playing, since we already did that on Sunday's live show. So we're going to go into the nitty-gritty. I know you guys are all excited. And let me pull this story for you all, and we'll just go on with it. Oh, crud. I think I closed everything. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Like that would have been pretty. Okay. So first, before we go into the story, let me read into it kind of what happened. So the Xbox Series S was recently leaked last night, high-res images, and later on even a video. So it kind of looks like it was like a presentation of sorts. It was leaked shortly afterwards. So Xbox, what they did was they showcased a meme within a few hours, I would say, and it's all happened like during last night. Between last night to this morning. So they showcased this meme where it's from this Peruvian show with a monkey puppet, where it's staring slightly. It's like he did something wrong and staring again, because they know that whoever that somebody messed up or somebody leaked it on purpose or what have you, even though they had everything scheduled, the marketing team, they know what they're doing. So, afterwards, not too long ago, Xbox made this official announcement on Twitter with the emoji looking, the eyes just looking towards the left. Xbox Series X, next generation performance in the smallest Xbox ever, $299. Looking forward to sharing more soon, promise. So let's go ahead and go to their Twitter. And well, let's see if I can find it. Should be really easy. Okay, here it is. That's the first one. No, actually, it's the pinned tweet. Xbox Series X, all digital next generation console, faster load times, higher frame rates, richer, more dynamic worlds, next generation gaming performance, and our smallest Xbox ever. Custom. It has a custom 512GB NVMe SSD drive, powered by Xbox Velocity architecture. Faster load times, steadier frame rates, quick resume for multiple games, and ultra low latency. In addition, it's an all digital gaming experience, so no disk drive. The display is 1440. So it can support up to a 1440 pixel display and up to 120 frames per second. And we have 4K upscaling for games, DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, variable refresh rate, a lot of variables. And then there's another tweet Xbox Game Pass lets you play 100 plus high quality games. Games optimized for next generation. Play thousands of digital games across 4 generations. Titles that support smart delivery. Automatically deliver the best version for your Xbox. And then we mentioned the lower price. And that's essentially it in regards to that. But in regards to the leak, there was a Windows Central article. Okay, here it is. First look at Microsoft's cheaper next generation console. Xbox is here. Xbox Series X console design has leaked. The leak also reveals a possible $299 price tag. The Xbox Series S will launch alongside Xbox Series X later this year. So before PlayStation 5 digital reveal, as well as the console, just they announced everything together in that showcase. Lockhart was rumored for a while, so I felt like they were gonna announce it next year. But when Sony went ahead and did something differently, they actually announced 2 consoles simultaneously: the PS5 disc and the PS5 all digital edition. So ever since that presentation, I assumed that it wouldn't be long for Xbox Lockhart to be officially announced sometime this year. And it looks like they're gonna be revealed. They're gonna be not revealed. What's that word? They're going to I guess come out both together. And let's see. A leaked render has revealed the design and price of Microsoft's unannounced and upcoming Xbox Series S, a cheaper next-generation alternative to the Xbox Series X. The console's appearance is somewhat more traditional, featuring a slightly flatter design when laid horizontally. The console is white and features a black cooling grill in the top portion of the unit. When standing upright, it has a USB-A port on the front, and while it's hard to see in the render itself, all sources have confirmed that Xbox Series X does not have a disk drive. In addition to the design, the leaked render also reveal that the console will cost $299. We know about that. Yeah, that's everything that we pretty much discussed was in this article. And it also stated from Windows Central themselves that the consoles are going to be not announced. That they're going to come out sometime in November, like within the first week or so. I'm not gonna go into the dates because I don't agree with spoilers, but I'm just gonna give you a hint, or if you heard about this yourself, that's fine. But for those new listeners out there that don't want to be spoiled, there you go. This is for you guys. So we got into that. There's one thing I did. Oh yeah, my I guess impressions of the console. It looks alright, but looks aren't what matter. It's performance. So this is a good first step for those who want to start investing into the next generation of gaming, something cheap on the low end. And I believe Microsoft said that the One S and the One X will also be a part of this ecosystem that they're trying to promote, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, let me know in chat, or let me know in social or in our Discord, and I'll just simply correct myself on the next episode. Okay, we got that. Also, there's something that's Microsoft related as well that I actually did not know about. Where are you? I know I have it here somewhere. Oh, okay, here it is. This is coming from Game Rant. Xbox Edinburgh Project Edinburgh. Let me see. Okay, we know about that. I'm just skipping the stuff that we just discussed. That's mainly in this article. Okay, here it is. However, a new leak seems to imply that Microsoft may have a major third project in the works, with a new look into the Xbox One S OS revealing a mysterious project going by the name Edinburgh. What this mysterious codename alludes to is anyone's guess. Yet fans are making some predictions, from VR headset to a full-on third next generation Xbox model. The code itself was found by BLLYHLBRT on Twitter, who originally posted some screenshots of the Xbox One S's operating system to show off some new mentions of Project Lockhart within the files. It seems that the Twitter user at first didn't think too much on the mentions of Edinburgh and the screenshots. However, other users were quick to highlight the phrase and begin discussing what it could be referring to. Some of them have speculations. So what I'm thinking is that there were some speculations of Lockhart, or should I say Xbox Series X. There might be some sort of Amazon Fire type thing where it plugs into the HDMI port and you'll be able to play Xbox games. Maybe Xbox figured that out for gaming. Maybe that's what this Project Edinburgh is, or this, I guess, rumored third console, or whatever it could be. I'm thinking that that's what it might be. But the Xbox Series X is kind of like a Roku or an Apple TV box. It's something small you can take with you to go. It's easy to carry, and it's just a first step. If you don't want to fully commit to the Xbox Series X, or the best console there is, that's where the Xbox Series S comes in. Okay. So speaking of next gen, okay, something I forgot to mention on the Sundays. I forgot to mention a couple of topics on Sunday's live show, so I'll just go into them on this broadcast. So the PS5 backwards compatibility. There is more, I guess, info on it. There was a recent Ubisoft, I believe, let me see if I'm not mistaken, Ubisoft support page that said, I believe Ubisoft went initially out of their way saying that their games will be on the PS5, or should I say, their games in general will be backwards compatible all the way to the PS1. But PlayStation themselves said beforehand that PS5 will be backwards compatible with PS4 games, but now they actually said that they won't be fully compatible with all PS4 titles. They'll only be compatible with some of them. I have no idea. I'm not gonna say I don't know. I have no idea why, but my speculation is that some of them just were built to that, or should I say, tied to that PS4 hardware, and there was no way of bringing it over to the PS5 hardware. And there's even some old titles that I guess isn't worthwhile bringing over to the PS5. So that's what I'm thinking. And then the support page says that PS3, PS2, and PS1 games won't be supported on the PS5. Well, that's pretty much that's been Sony's strategy since day one, since the first PlayStation, or should I say the second PlayStation. That they just go forward instead of backwards, instead of being pro-consumer. That's where Xbox ecosystem and Xbox not backwards compatibility. What's that word that they use? Smart something. Essentially is that backwards compatibility is something, but their technology, I guess, is that these games are not just will be working on the newer hardware. There'll also be like high resolutions and rendering. This way, it'll take full use of the hardware within the newest Xbox console. But let me see if I could find that term. Xbox smart delivery. I know it's smart something. Well, that is the key difference between smart delivery and backwards compatibility. And I forgot to mention one thing about the Xbox Series X console. It was also rumored within that same leak that the console will be $499. So that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking between either $499 or $599 max these high-end consoles will be. So since Microsoft already beat Sony to the punch I should say, with one price. It's also rumored that that the PS5's price will be announced sometime this week. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll also let you guys know as we get official confirmation instead of just depending on rumors. Okay, we did that. What else we got? Okay. Since we're still waiting on what's the Zelda game? Breath of the Wild 2 to come. Nintendo actually announced a kind of a little mini. It's not a full-on sequel. It's kind of like I guess to keep you entertained until we get the Breath of the Wild 2. It's called Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Join the struggle that brought Hyrule to its knees. Learn about Zelda, the four champions, the King of Hyrule, and more through dramatic cutscenes as they try to save the kingdom from calamity. Play the Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity game to see firsthand what happened 100 years ago. So this is even before everything started, it seems like. Okay, let me look into this and let's see if we could get more details. Search. Okay. Where are you? That's funny. I guess I closed that tab by mistake. Let me see. So here it is, Hyrule Warriors. Let me just type it manually. Okay. This one's coming from Polygon. Okay, here it is. Nintendo and Koei Tecmo announced a new title set 100 years before Breath of the Wild, so it was a sort of prequel. A new legend, we already talked about that, will be available November 20th. Playable characters. And they said that they're still working on Breath of the Wild 2. And once they have more details to share with us, they'll gladly share that. Okay, what else we got next? Okay, we have more details about Gotham Knights and fighting styles explained. If you guys don't want to be spoiled about this, you could go ahead and pause this, I guess, or somewhat. But we have Robin is stealth-focused, fights using his collapsible quartz staff, and expert at using status effects to disrupt enemies. And this is coming from IGN. Batgirl is laser-focused, highly resilient, and efficient melee fighter. She weaponizes her environment by using hacking skills, uses Tanfu with her training in kickboxing, Kopuria, and Jiu-Jitsu. Nightwing is an acrobatic, uses a more exaggerated style of fighting, fights with a signature dual Eskrima sticks. And last but not least, we have Red Hood, who is a brutal brawler, high focus on gunplay, with peak human strength and proficiency in multiple combat techniques. Next, we have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Is already Amazon's second biggest game of 2020. And this is going from GamesIndustry.biz. Super Mario 3D All-Stars is already the second biggest selling game of 2020 in Amazon's US storefront. The Nintendo Switch title was only announced last week. The headline project in a series of new releases releases to mark the 35th anniversary of the original Super Mario Bros. That's essentially it. I don't have to go to the nitty gritty, so we already went into this a couple of days ago during the last episode. If you want to go back to that and give that a listen or a view, you're more than welcome to. Minecraft will get PlayStation VR support sometime this month from Eurogamer. PUBG is getting a next update and will be focused. Its next update will introduce PvE in addition to just PvP. Remedy is working on a mini document series that teases. Remedy's mini document series, teases a very dark and serious next generation game from Games Radar. Not that anyone expected a game connected to Control and Alan Wake to be a jolly old time, but Remedy has confirmed its next generation game will be very dark and serious. In a new mini documentary, Remedy Communications Director Thomas Buha briefly spoke on the studio's next generation game, which ties into both Control and Alan Wake. All of our games have been so dark and melancholy, so now we're only going to use yellow, red, and pink, like whatever that means. Like you're literally walking into a candy store. Puha joked, no, it's going to be a really dark and serious. Okay, so I guess he was joking. The whole 3-minute documentary is worth a watch, with some interesting sights from the developers and neat behind-the-scenes footage of the studio, recording ambient sounds like guns cocking and footsteps and running over dirt. In an accompanying blog post from Epic, the publisher said it's too early to shed light on Remedy's next games, but said the studio has a robust and exciting vision. We already know we're getting the long-awaited Control and Alan Wake crossover and the former's next DLC. You can check out a whole 15 minutes of gameplay of the Control AWE expansion, but it's also confirmed that Remedy is currently working 2 new games looking towards the next generation. So it looks like we're getting 2 brand new titles from Remedy. Okay, now we're done with that. Let's see what else we got on the new side. Fall Guys bidding contest raises $1 million for a special effect. Esports this is coming from GamesIndustry.biz. Esports Club G2 Esports FPS training game Aim Lab and content creators Tyler Ninja Blevins and Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson have pledged to donate $1 million to UK-based charity Special Effect. This is the result of a 2-week-long bidding contest organized by the Fall Guys Twitter account. On August 17th, it launched a battle of the brands, which companies invited to tweet the highest amount of money they'd be willing to donate to special effects. The highest bidder would get its brand included in Mediotonic's hit battle royal game as a costume. For the last 48 hours of the bidding campaign, the highest bidder was YouTube gaming channel FGT with the pledge to donate $510,000 to special effect. The combined $1 million donation was announced just 2 minutes before the end of the contest by Ninja on Twitter. In addition to the $1 million pledge, Ninja also announced that the bidding contest will team up for a charity stream to raise even more funds. The date has yet to be announced. We won the bid and it's not over, Ninja said in a video announcement. We want to do a charity stream together where we play Fall Guys and we also raise as much money as possible from outside donations to go to special effect. Meanwhile, Mediatonic confirmed that 4 costumes will be created for the winners instead of just 1. We'll now sort out the donations while our artists start to collab with the winners on their skins, the company said on Twitter. And yeah, that's essentially it. Now we're going to a 2 little more stories and we're going to a little major one. There's a Ubisoft Forward happening in 2 days from this recording of September 8th. It's going to be on September 10th at 12 p.m. Pacific. So Eastern, it'll be 3 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. And next we have Facebook rebrands its AR VR studio collective to Facebook Reality Labs. And Oculus Studios will retain its name. The Oculus branding still remains. And also on top of that, they're also working on their Oculus has to have a Facebook account in order for it to work. They said initially that won't be the case, but now since it's a long time after the fact, might as well integrate it into their brand, which is not a surprise because they own it. I guess people were like upset about it that Facebook was controlling it, but Facebook bought it, so they kind of have a right to integrate it however they see fit. And last but not least, let's see. I guess the Epic versus Apple saga continues. Okay, Epic's Games renews legal request to bring Fortnite back to the Apple Store. And this is coming from CNN. Epic Games is still trying to get Apple to reinstate the Fortnite app on iOS devices late Friday. The gaming company filed a motion for a preliminary injunction against Apple's blocking Fortnite on iPhones and iPads. The injunction brief says that more than 116 million gamers have played Fortnite on iOS, making it the game's biggest platform, larger than its player base on the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or Android. Filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California, the motion says all Epic seeks is for the court to stop Apple from retaliating against Epic for daring to challenge Apple's misconduct. Give me a minute, guys. I'm kind of dehydrated from all this news stories. Wow. Fortnite has been blocked on iOS since August, when Epic introduced a new way for players to buy in-game currency directly without Apple or Google their customary 30% cut of revenue. This move violated both Apple and Google's App Store policies, the tech giant said. And Fortnite was pulled from both iOS and Android Play stores. Stop.
Is that right?
No, cancel.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I have a Google audio device, so that's why you hear that every now and then on stream. In claiming that Apple monetizes the distribution and purchase of iOS apps, Epic Games is going to have to convince the judge that those are markets to begin with. John Bergmeyer, legal director of Consumer Rights Group Public Knowledge, told CNN. On Saturday, Apple referred CNN Business to its previous statement, stating that court recommended that Epic comply with the App Store guidelines while their case moves forward. Guidelines they followed for the past decade until they created this situation. Epic has refused. The statement continued, "We hope that we can work together again in the future, but unfortunately, that is not possible today." The next hearing over the Apple lawsuit is scheduled for September 28th. A judge wrote on August 24th that Apple must not block Epic's development platform Unreal Engine, which many developers rely on to create games on Apple devices, but that Fortnite would not be reinstated. The decision meant iOS gamers with Fortnite download on their phones aren't able to access the game's latest updates that released later in August, while Apple has maintained that its policies are industry standard and meant to ensure a consistent and secure app experience for consumers. Critics say that Apple's 30% fee and requirements that all in-app payments be run through Apple's payment channels chill competition. Okay, and let's read one more article on gamesindustry.biz. When was this article created? Wow, okay, let me see if this is relevant or not. I guess in response to that, the reason why Epic kind of went out of its way to tell the court that they're using what's that word? I guess they're feeding all these game developers to the slaughter, essentially. They use Unreal Engine to develop games on an iOS platform. And in addition to that, they have canceled Epic's developer account. So that's why Epic went out of their way and all this transpired. instead of just they're just whatever Epic has, they know Epic owns. They're just retaliating because they just won't comply with them, and they even went out of their way, quote unquote, to challenge their their current business practices. So they're like what I'm seeing this as is they're like a kid that kind of what's that word? Not hampers. That goes into a fuss and just gets mad. I think yes with an H, but I forgot what it was. Regardless, that they're acting like that little kid that they just wanted to have it their way, and if they're being challenged, no, they're gonna go ahead and screw them all no matter what. That's how I see it. But Epic, even though a lot of people they don't want to stand, they're either with Apple, with Epic, or neither because they're just large companies. These companies have been around for a while for a reason because people enjoy their products, people enjoy their services, with what they have to offer. And Epic, I know it seems that they're just fighting for themselves, but you have to look at the bigger picture and do a deep dive into this matter. There was a recent report that I mentioned on the live show that a good portion of third-party app stores were making a whole bunch. There is a good market for third-party app stores. Because on the Android you can have more than one, not just a Play Store. But Apple, you're locked into just that Apple store. You can't have any other store there. And these game developers, they have no choice but to go through Apple if they want to have more awareness to their product, to what they're working on. They want people to enjoy whatever it is. So that's the way I see it. That there is a bigger picture here than what meets the eye. And I think that's essentially it for all our news stories. Let me see if there's any last minute news stories like what happened last night. So let me go ahead and check Twitter, and I'll go ahead and check my email as well. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. Actually, no, I didn't. No, I actually talked about it. No, IGN did a comparison chart on Twitter, but we already essentially talked about that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we talked about PUBG's update. Well, it's at one point. It's apparently supposed to be a bigger update than normal, but yeah. Let's see. Let me know your thoughts about the Xbox Series S, the price point, and the rumored price point for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, and anything next generation. What are your thoughts on the next generation of gaming? Whether it be PC gaming, console gaming, what have you. So let us know on Discord. And yeah. I think I'm not seeing anything else. So let me go ahead and check my email real quick. There was a supposed leak about a gold PS5, but disregard that. It's supposed to be a $10,000 with a $10,000 price tag. I didn't think of that much. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. But let me check my email now. See if you have any news stories there. No, not seeing anything. Okay, I think we're all but done. So thank you guys so much for making the Impact Play a part of your day. Be sure to join our Discord and be a part of our ever-growing community. While we are more than a community, we are a family that supports one another. You can be a part of the show by leaving a voice note over at anchor.fm/the Impact Play. Leave us a review or even a rating on your favorite platform. Have a great one. Until next time.